All off-season, every single day, driving. He jumped in that car, qualified first and won an event, and he's back for 2024, and this is another man that is hungry for it. He's threatened it before, and he just hasn't got there. But this year, Piskolty said to me, I'm not here to play games, I want to win Drift Masters. And now he comes firing through, and there's a little off-throttle there as he comes down. He looks for that inner zone, he does collect it, but this is a little tentative from Piskolty. It isn't the commitment we're used to seeing. Is he feeling this one out as he makes his way across the line and finishes up another run?
But it's so unfair now because you're basing it off Benedict's Jervis run. So that is a phenomenal 100%. This now is the one that's not playing it safe.
I've got money on this guy this year. I don't know why. I could just feel it. Look at this. Goes for it. Big wide initiation on the handbrake. Now dials it on the throttle nice and early. Look at the line. He's absolutely cooking right now. Is Kevin Piskolty, the Hungarian driver, not messing around. He wants to go to Hungary, looking like the man to be this season. He wants to take it back home and prove to everyone that doubted him he can be the man. And this is rocket fuel right now as Kevin Piskolty stands on the accelerator and opens up that supercharged V8 across the line. Piskolty is flying. He is here to play the game, Dave.
Oh, that's
man, that was good.
No, I want to do the Laurie Heinen thing. I want to keep things moving. So here we go. Look at McKeever looking across as he chases in Joachim Andersen into that first corner. Yeah,
and it goes wild across the track. There's McKeever, big handbrake drag for Joachim Andersen, and that allows McKeever to get on the door, but it was too much slowing, and McKeever had to resettle, get himself back into this battle as he now looks for a dive down the inside. Joachim Andersen dials on too much angle, falls out of the outside zone, and McKeever's holding on to this one. He wants to go aggressive, but he needs to play it careful as McKeever goes for the door. Joachim Andersen in that outside zone. McKeever flicks on the angle, looks for the front wheel, and dives it across the line to try and get a spot in that top 16. They're on the line.
But also, McKeever hasn't done a good lead yet.
No.
Hasn't done a good qualifying session, so now he's got to turn it on.
Yeah, he certainly has got to turn it on. Look at this big clutch kick across the circuit as McKeever fires it in on the rumble strips. Joachim Andersen tucks it in formation, gives him a tag, and upsets himself there. Joachim Andersen straightens, does a rolling burnout, and that allows the door to be opened for Dwayne McKeever as he now fires through. Look at this on the outside zone. Perfect line for McKeever. Big, snappy transition. Fires that car into the outside zone. And look at this, right to the edge of the circuit as McKeever stands on the throttle, drives away, and says to Joachim Andersen, that is how it's done.
Best I've seen them drive out the box in the season. Let's see what happens when they go into that first corner.
Well, Kevin Piskolty through the gears, through the chicane, the higher qualifier to lead him in. We're untested yet. It's Jason Benet now. Can he put down? Can he lay it down and stick it to these Drift Masters drivers? He's going to definitely go for it. Look at this. A little bit of anger comes into it. Now Kevin Piskolty starts to turn up the power as he starts to push the pressure. Very nice lead line so far from Kevin Piskolty as he gets himself into that final outside zone. Jason Beneto's still in the question, still in the fight as he turns the screw and puts on the pressure.
It's really good runs from both guys. I mean,
Jason Benet hasn't done a chase run yet.
No, that's the first one, and I'm hoping it's the first one. I can't make that decision, but if it's the first of many, I'd be very happy. At one moment, I thought Jason Benet was going, he's wounded now. This could be the end of it. So Jason Benet just got to keep it clean. Can Piskolty do it with no handbrake? I'm not sure how he's going to initiate. A clutch kick, front brake.
Oh, he makes it work.
Oh, stop. There's no way. He just left foot braked into the first corner. That's insane. He has no handbrake, no adjustment. Kevin Piskolty, oh, he's no way of slowing down except for the front brake. How is he still in the battle? This is absolutely insane. And he's nearly there at the last corner. How is he keeping this together? That is absolutely unbelievable. I've never seen anything quite like that.
Are you serious?
That initiation, he pitched the car on a Scandinavian flick on the front brake instead of the handbrake. That's outrageous. This is going to be close. Two guys know their styles now, so let's see what happens as they go into that first corner, up the gears and throw it in.
Yeah, look at this. It looks like Kevin Piskolty does have a handbrake now as he fires that car in. Nice initiation. Jason Benet right up onto the door in the pocket. No messing around. Slows that car a little bit, and that allows Kevin Piskolty to now start to drive away. Big transition down as Piskolty looks for this outside zone, collects it, goes for the transition back, and now Benet goes for that snappy dive, looks for the door of the BMW, and is he in the zone? He certainly is. He's up on the front wheel across the line.
Welcome to Drift Masters properly, Jason Benet, because he has had a pretty solid chase run. Jason Benet over. It's gone over. We're going still.
They're still going to go for it, so I don't know if this run is going to count, Dave, to be honest with you. There was cones down from Jason Benet, and nevertheless, these guys are going to try and fulfill this run, and this might have to go again on this half of the run. Jason Benet, though, doing a very nice lead line as Piskolty. What's Piskolty got? Can he get himself back into it again? He does, up onto the door through that transition. Nice from Piskolty, but who knows if this run is going to account for anything, Dave?
That's going to be the top four. See?
Sorry.
Laurie Heinen in the lead position. Kevin Piskolty in the chase. Oh, look at Kevin Piskolty firing in onto the door. Laurie Heinen goes wide on that first corner. Tries to tuck the nose. It does. Now Piskolty, we know Laurie Heinen's car is so fast. He's got to stay with him. Piskolty pushes very wide on the transition. Look at Heinen. He's absolutely perfect in that lead position. Is there any stopping Laurie Heinen right now? As Piskolty goes right up to the door, tries to catch the flying fin, but it's tougher than it looks. This is for a space in the top four. Heinen in the chase, Piskolty in the lead.
Here we go through the gears they go. Piskolty knows he needs to do everything he can, use every tool in the box right now to try and drive away from Laurie Heinen. Fills him with a cloud of smoke, and he's closer than anyone else has been before. But that aggression shone through again, Dave, as Laurie Heinen almost hit the side of Kevin Piskolty's BMW. They now come through that last inner zone, fire into that final outside zone. Back on the throttle goes Kevin Piskolty, but Laurie Heinen right there with him. He's wandering and wavering, though. He's trying to dial that car on the side. That one was... driver is Kevin Piskolty. This man has been threatening to do things this year, Dave. What can he do? He's been building up for the last 2 seasons. He now looks even more dialed and focused than he ever has before, and he fires in this 1,000 horsepower BMW E92. Oh, and he gets massive understeer, and he holds on to it, though, as now Kevin Piskolty once again fires across the circuit and looks to pick up a little bit more points as he goes right to the edge of the track. He's trying to fulfill the zones as much as he can as Piskolty goes for that outside zone, fires across, looks for the wall. No messing around from Piskolty. The Hungarian driver will want to do some damage to the championship this weekend and the back of the car as he puts it across the line.
Impressive. Oh, and a 360 to finish it off. What a showman Kevin Piskolty is. Always smiling. But Piskolty is another driver sitting in 29th, way down the order, wants to be up in that top four. Has the form, usually can do it. Made an error on his first run. Can Piskolty get up into the 90s here?
Well, he's going to try, Dave, and he will get himself into the mid-pack at least. But again, he catches understeer, and you can hear him off-throttle so clear with that V8 when you can hear it just idling away. But now works his way around the outside zone, and it looks like he hasn't gripped that car up too much. He wants it to be easier to drive right to the edge of the circuit. Goes Kevin Piskolty as he screams it down into that wall run on the white line. Goes Piskolty, looks for the rear end on the wall, gives it a little rub. Deep into that zone across the line. Nice job from Kevin Piskolty.
Hungarian, Kevin Piskolty, and this is going to be a really tight one. Look at Piskolty, he's up and at him here. This is going to be a very close initiation between the two of these.
Yeah, look at this from Piskolty, almost contact on initiation, but he lets Spossop get the move done, and now you can see Spossop going a little wide there. He's going to get that outside zone 3. Now, Kevin Piskolty very calculated. Look at this, waits for the dive on outside zone 4. Now looks for that front wheel, goes for a little lunge onto the side of the Polishman's S15. They look for the wall, they come back through the smoke, and Kevin Piskolty on the inside, but he's never too far away from David Spossop, as Spossop falls off that qualifying line across the line.
You know what? I think this is one of those where you look at it on paper and you say Spossop's going in here as the underdog. Piskolty's got the momentum from last year and this year, but I've got to say that leads are being rewarded.
Yeah, that is where the hero moment is for most of these drivers in the chase position. The through the chicane, through the gears. Spossop, look at this laser focus, looking at the back end of that BMW as Kevin Piskolty now fires in. The Hungarian driver gets himself dialed, jumps over the curb once again. He's going to go wide on outside zone 3, but he makes it work. Now Spossop's the one with the lack of proximity. Can he make a dive onto the inside? He doesn't. He doesn't take the opportunity as Piskolty puts hammer down and looks for the wall as he flicks the back of that BMW up into the wall, but he goes a wheel off circuit there, and that opens the door for Spossop. As Spossop now pushes Piskolty across the line.
Oh, and they almost come together after the finish line. Very close battle here in the top 32. Mistakes from both drivers, moments of brilliance from both drivers, and the judges.
Well, they just come out exactly as they are and try to improve on where those mistakes crept in. Here we go, we get the green light ready to go. It will be Spossop to leave in Kevin Piskolty as he comes through that chicane, and it looks slow from David Spossop, and that's allowing Kevin Piskolty to get right on the back bumper, no messing around. Wow, that from Piskolty was incredible, but he caught a little bit of understeer and he had to back out ever so slightly. Now he goes on the inside of the circuit. Spossop on a flyer though, deep into outside zone 4. Piskolty back into it, goes for the transition, tucks up on the inside, flicks it back. Both guys go for the wall as Spossop looks for the outside line, and Kevin Piskolty looks for the door as Spossop puts it across the line.
Oh, it's down to millimeters, because that transition into the wall now is becoming so dangerous. First battle and not the second. Here we go. Spossop in the chase position. Piskolty goes through the gears, is completely blind on entry. But look at Spossop, he's right there. Very close initiation for Spossop. And Spossum cutting across the corner. But the pace in Piskolty's car is tough to match. As Spossum now makes a big dive up onto the door. Spossum, he's there and very cleanly there. Now Spossum, can he keep this going as they transition? Spossum loses a little bit of ground as Piskolty puts foot to floor. And again, it's very close as they come across the line. Oh, the judges are going to have work here.
Green. It will be James Dean to lead out Kevin Piskolty for the first battle of our top 16. Through the gears goes James Dean, laser focused. Oh, Kevin Piskolty, no messing around. Onto the back bumper straight away, down onto the door. Kevin Piskolty wants this. He's hungry. He transitions way earlier than Dean, but he's put himself on the inside of the circuit. He has to make a dive on outside zone 4 as he washes across the track, looks to set himself up for the wall run. James Dean is absolutely impeccable right now. Onto the wall. Comes Piskolty onto the door across the line.
Oh, Piskolty through the kitchen
110-point qualifying run. You have to make sure that Dean makes a mistake and you're flawless. They're through the chicane, through the gears, down over the hill. James Dean, though, he doesn't make mistakes. He's on the back bumper. That was incredible, but he's not as close. And now he starts to rein in Piskolty. But now Piskolty seems to find the pace. Dean transitions early, finds himself at the outside zone, and Piskolty's higher in the outside zone than what Dean is. They transition back, and now James Dean finds himself in the crease, in the pocket, fires the F15 onto the door as they push towards the finish line. Piskolty takes him home.
Oh, that is a close battle.
Piskolty wants it.
You don't want to be too pumped because then you're going in the wall. That's the problem.
But do you play it safe? Do you put in a run that's half offline and get a score
I
on the
don't
ball?
know. The Hungarian driver fires in this Eurofighter BMW supercharged V8, and it's not bad. It's like a crutch, the wall through the first corner. He leans on it, but he gets through it. A little bit of smoke at the end of the for some reason. We thought it was fully wet, but it's not fully wet anymore. Very slow out of there is Kevin Piskolty, but he's precise so far, and he's doing a good job of getting out to the wall run here, dragging plenty of debris behind him as he comes down the hill. Does collect the zone. This is solid stuff from Kevin Piskolty. Just has to get this run completed. It's a snappy transition in, and this is where everyone's struggling. And it just about crawls across the line and makes it work.
And makes some time.
It's such an unfortunate exit in Finland. Top 32 had an issue with the car, couldn't even compete, couldn't even balance. Said he was ready for Riga before he left Finland. Let's see how he gets on here. Firing into that first corner. Off the car almost with the speed he's taking that first corner at. Transitioning very aggressively is Kevin Piskolty here as he fires that E92 through. A little bit of left foot brake in there just to make sure he collects all those zones. Very big angle from Kevin Piskolty as he transitions back. Nice early entry into that outer zone. Kevin Piskolty, this is very smooth, very calculated and very tidy.
Wow. So there we go, look at that. Piskolty looking absolutely rock solid. Do you know what, Dave? Technically, that was phenomenal. We've got Hungarian driver on the line.
There we go. It all came full circle. Kevin Piskolty leaving the start line. Piskolty sitting in 13th position. Good run at the first, 87.5. Didn't have the X factor, but it had everything else. And now he's coming in and a lot more aggressive here.
Yeah, he's bringing that X factor now, Dave. We said he was a little bit lax to the last one. He was a little bit too chilled out. Now he starts to dial on the angle, starts to find that Kevin Piskolty style. But look at that 90 degrees to that curb, and now Piskolty's in the zone. He's woken up. Someone's given him a good shake down in the paddock and said, come on, let's throw it all together. That was beautiful from Piskolty.
That is a big run right there, Ian. A very big run. Most of these guys will know the credentials sitting beside them.
Exactly that. They come off the line. Through the gears they come. 2 BMWs head-to-head. 1 turbo 6-cylinder, 1 supercharged V8, and he leans down front and look at Piskolty's up and gone. Holovnia fires wheels off the edge of the circuit. Now he's on the inside. He's completely lost as Kevin Piskolty puts that car right where he needs it to be. Big flying licks from the side of the BMW as Piskolty puts the back end to the wall, into the zone, and Holovnia has no answer for the speed and the grip from Piskolty.
Yeah, I think Holovnia got caught with the pace when he went into the first corner. He couldn't hook the car up. I think what happened a little bit was he was lost for pace. He came off the throttle a little bit to try and get grip to catch Piskolty, but it meant he didn't. Remember, he's not a long time drifting. I mean, he's really overachieving for someone who's done as many laps as he has. And here we go. Can he put the nail in the coffin of Alex Holovnia, or will he switch it all back around as he goes into that first corner? Wide initiation. Holovnia doing what he needs to do. Back into the fight now. Kevin Piskolty's got to get some proximity here to nail it home. And it looks like he's doing it. He's taking it handy on the inside of the course. Holovnia with big angles. He throws it out the edge of the course. Holovnia flirting with disaster. And Piskolty, well, he's broken the back suspension on Holovnia's car here, I think, and this is going to come down to that hit. Who was at fault? And just like that, did Holovnia come off throttle in that zone? Did he go too wide, or was Piskolty on the wrong line? I'm going to have to watch it again. I'm not making any more calls today because I'll tell you what, it can just switch around in an instant.
Where's the bravery?
As they come to that first corner.
Yeah, look at Piskolty pace matching McKeever as he fires in, and Piskolty now loses some ground. As McKeever transition way too early. Fires the car on an angle and it doesn't react, and now he's lost a load of ground. It's a big catch-up for Piskolty, but there was a straighten, so this one looks like it's all McKeever's.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the judges are going to look at that. Was it an opposite drift? Was it going to be a 0 on that first run? Well, we'll check in with them in a little while, but to me it looked like he went the wrong direction on the corner.
Yeah.
He got lost in the smoke transition too early and it was game over. I think he thought he was flying, firing through the gears.
Staring across at Piskolty. Piskolty now knows he can't make one mistake. Big clutch kick initiation for Piskolty. Drops out of outside zone. McKeever glued to the back bumper already. Nice transition for Piskolty. Now Piskolty's in the zone. But McKeever's all over him as he goes for a transition back. Piskolty full throttle, no messing around. Over the little bump he goes. Transitions down into outside zone 6 and McKeever's right with him. McKeever hasn't left him from the start line, and this is textbook stuff from Dwayne McKeever.
Well, I've got to say, if Dwayne McKeever is that confident to be that close when he doesn't need to be, what's he going to be like when he does need to be? Because that looked effortless from Dwayne. Here, we're going to hear the biggest cheer of the day so far, and Piskolty's coming for it.
Yeah, he certainly is. He looked the strongest in practice earlier on today, and look at the line from Piskolty. This is exactly what we expected as he goes 90 degrees to the wall. He makes it work for outside zone 3. Gets nice and early, but oh, it sacrifices the line. Piskolty makes a mistake, but he gets himself back in the zone, stays very late on outside zone 5 now, looks for that final outside zone and across the line.
You know what, he went for the 100-point run.
Oh, he
didn't even try and qualify there. He tried to do something from outer zone 1 to 2 that no one's done, 90 degrees to the wall. Waving the flag this weekend, the dream fairy tale that Laurie Heinen had in Finland, Dean had in Ireland, could have been Piskolty in Hungary. Fires in. Nice wide line from Kevin Piskolty. Goes right to the edge of the circuit. This is more like it. More fluid. Flames firing from the side of the car as he pushes right to the edge of the circuit. And Piskolty's on one here as he comes up over the hill. More laps on this track than most of the drivers, but he has to get it done when it matters, and he is getting it done. Big lock of the front brakes as he goes across the line. And that to me is Piskolty. Maybe I'm being positive here, but in the show, it looked good enough to me.
I'm going to go all out there and say that's him in the show. I'm going to say that is
in the show. So until we have a clean start the second time around, it looks like we do, as we are away and gone, as Bagsy leads in Piskolty.
Yeah, nice initiation from Bagsy. Keeps that car nice and high. A little wave from Piskolty there. Wobbles a little bit. Oh, Bagsy tags the wall. Goes a little greedy on the outside zone. Bagsy gets himself back into it, but it upsets Piskolty. They both get back into it now as Piskolty tries to capitalise on that mistake from Bagsy. Jumps up onto the door, gives him some room though as they come across the line.
Well, we were only talking about this yesterday, the Bagsy jumping flag. Yeah, the inside of them are lovely.
Oh.
So here we go, Bagsy in the chase position. I think Piskolty is going to put a clean run in, but Bagsy's going to go for it here. This is going to be as much here, but he drops off a little bit on that initiation. I wonder is the car 100% after that hit? Oh, wow. My goodness, from Steve Bagsby-Agioni. And he puts himself into the wall again, pushing that little too hard to try and make up the ground. And it's just not worked out as Piskolty will get that pass to the top 16 from where I'm sitting.
He may be in that chase position, but that is right where he probably wants to be right now as he chases down Kalle Rovanperä. Look at Piskolty, goes for the inside, gets on the throttle, shallows up the angle. He knows that Rovanperä's fast. He's going to shortcut the circuit and he can get away with it in that chase position. Now dives down on the inside. Rovanperä wide, looks for that perfect lead line. He's been doing it all weekend. They transition through the smoke as Piskolty looks for the door and he climbs all over it across the line.
Wow. So Rovanperä's been learning lap by lap this weekend to adapt to that. I think he's coming really hard into that first corner. Look at that, Rovanperä up on the door. Piskolty on the left foot brake takes it into the wall. Rovanperä's almost in the wall. You can barely see Rovanperä. Big dive from Rovanperä. Absolutely kamikaze stuff from the World Rally Champion, but he's shutting the car down straight. This is a very sketchy chase run from Rovanperä, and the car is let him down. I think there's something up with the car, and that seems to be the story.
Illuminating on the start line. Wait for that green light. It is go. It's a setter to lead out Kevin Piskolty for a place in the final 4. And look at this. Oh, big one. And it's a setter messes up the initiation, and that really upsets Kevin Piskolty. Piskolty way off plan. Now has to get himself back into formation, back onto that line. Piskolty shuts it down. It's scrappy from both guys. Piskolty reinitiates once again. It's a setter fires into that final outside zone and across the line. Oh, well, there you go. Well, here we go. They're back on the line. They get the green light, ready to rock and roll. Will be Piskolty to lead out Ite Sida. And you know what? I think the whole of Hungary right now think that Kevin Piskolty's got this one in the bag. No one knows at the moment. Ite Sida almost fires him backwards. That was really weird. But he gets the job done nevertheless. Now Piskolty puts a back bumper into the wall. He's not messing around. He's absolutely up and then gone. And Ite Sano is making some huge sacrifices to try and gain proximity, but he is gone.
Behind to a few weeks, Piskolty, well, he could spoil the party and start another here tonight. Here we go.
Yeah, through the gears, down through the chicane they come. Look at Piskolty onto the back bumper already. Heinen throws in that big flamboyant initiation, and it works for him once again. Piskolty deals with it, creeps up the inside. Piskolty knows what Laurie Heinen's all about. And look at Piskolty onto the front wheel, but contact. And Piskolty has to shut it down. Heinen continues to run. Piskolty gets back into it, but Piskolty made his own mistake.
He did. He went to.
There we go. We get the green light, ready to rock and roll. Piskolty to lead out Heinen for the spot in the first and second playoff. The fire in, absolutely incredible. Piskolty drops way down though. Can he get the outside zone? Of course he can. He knows his track like the back of his hand. Flicks it across the circuit. Heinen on him though, as Piskolty goes deep into the wall. Beautiful lead line so far from Kevin Piskolty as he starts to pull away from Heinen, and Heinen not doing too much right now as he knows he's almost got this one in the bag.
I'll tell you what, Laurie Heinen, he didn't even need to push so hard. He's going to have to try and do this in a gear he's not comfortable. Oh, here we go. Drama already. Third step on the podium, up for grabs. Piskolty to chase in Korpelinski, and they're at it from the off. Yeah, they are at it from the off. And look at this. Korpelinski knows that he needs to try and evade Kevin Piskolty, but Kevin Piskolty will not want to let him get away. There's a shot at standing on at the podium. Oh, and Kevin Piskolty's car just will not have it. It will not hang all the way around that long outside zone, and another wobble, and it just allows Pavel Korpelinski to drive away. Yeah, so heard from the marshal that the car is half engaging fourth gear, so it's like he has to kind of wrestle it into fourth gear, and that's what you saw there.
It's a dive on outside zone 5.
Korpelinski.
Korpelinski, sorry.
Yep, so Korpelinski in the chase position as they come off the line. Korpelinski fires in on the back bumper of Piskolty's car now. Will Piskolty's car engage gears here? What will Korpelinski do? Oh, the tension's building to the corner. We know it's coming.
Yeah, we do know it's coming. David Slontack car into gear this time, and up and goes. And in no problems whatsoever for Piskolty as he puts it to the wall across the line. But Pavel Korpelinski's all over him.
I'll tell you what, that's even more heartbreaking for Kevin Piskolty, because whatever he did there, if he just done it the first run, we wouldn't have this conversation.
He really did. You know what? I think he'd take 50,000 people in the Big A as a good consolation. Piskolty firing into that first corner, very aggressive, and that's the wow factor. Into that first corner, up and got it, very, very fast. Piskolty coming in, absolutely flying. Let's see how he does in this inner zone. Oh, it's perfect, absolutely perfect. And then he goes to that outer zone. A little bit of a wobble there, but he gets back to the outer zone, and this is a good run so far. And the thing about it, I like about it is a lot of speed, a lot of aggression. He's not just sitting on the left foot brake, he's using the momentum of the car, overshoots it a bit on the inside of the course there, gets the transition done very early, and that's the clever way to do it. But then he almost stalls up on the left foot brake there to get himself back online. Great run from Kevin Piskolty as he comes across the line. The Hungarian looking so comfortable on this circuit. Little 360 for that, little 720 for the fans. Almost win it. Almost win it. So Kevin Piskolty got it. That's nothing surprising there. 88.5 on the first run for Kevin Piskolty, the Hungarian driver. A little wobble in the middle there. It looks like he kind of didn't expect the car to grip up in the center, but he got it done by the start of the scoring zone, and he's right out to the wall, flexing the rear end of that E92 as he transitions back. Now, he was flirting with disaster the last time, but he flirts with perfection this time around as Piskolty puts it out to the edge of the track, trying to manage with the left foot brake to keep that car pushed out as far as possible. Doesn't make contact like Jack Shannon did in the run before, but he does a great job here of taking it right to the edge of the course. So this is very smooth from Piskolty. Gets the deceleration done quite early, but now slows the car down, makes sure he get all of that outside zone fulfilled. Pushes as far as he can to the end of the circuit, and the Hungarian driver getting the job done.
I'll tell you what, Dave, underrated run of the day. That was very good from Kevin Piskolty.
Lots of flamage.
Lots of flaming.
Now, reports coming in, drivers are complaining that look at Josiah Flays, he's ready for this one off the start before Piskolty. This one's going to be fireworks.
It certainly is, Dave. Two guys that are hungry to get a spot in the top 16. Oh, and he nudges the side and gets wedged in there as Josiah Falaise takes a big bite outside of Kevin Piskolty's car.
And he would be given a competition timeout anyway for not being at fault for the incident. So this is kind of Kevin Piskolty going out there to just see how slippery that first corner is. Piskolty throws in. I would imagine he's definitely got alignment problems on the back end of the car due to the hit with Josiah. But it looks like the car is performing pretty okay, and Piskolty's taking an opportunity to do a lap of the circuit anyway. So this is going to be good news for whoever's following him, because he's going to disperse some of those granules on the track in a non-competitive run. Oh, a little bit of smoke from Kevin Piskolty there as he sits on the front brake. So definitely a lot of wheel speed in that BMW as he goes around the circuit. Piskolty into the last corner. We're going to see the behavior of the car and see if that oil is an issue. Let's see, here we go.
There you go, through it. Yeah, it looks pretty okay. Clean, little work.
No, yeah, that's work.
Kevin Piskolty says, I'm in the top 16.
Whatever diesel six-cylinder than that, because I'm not too up. But look at the only man making smoke on the track tonight is Timo Peltola as he chases in the Hungarian Kevin Piskolty.
Yeah, Piskolty's on one. Finished fourth. Oh, and look at this. Too far into the wall goes Peltola. Attacks that rear wheel and upsets that line. And that leaves Kevin Piskolty to now start to drive away. Put a little bit of ground between himself and the finished driver as Piskolty gets into outside zone 4. He's on an absolute flyer. And the tyre has come off of the rear of Peltola's car. He's down to 3 tyres. I'm not sure he's going to be able to completely finish this, and he's going to go for it, that's for sure. He's on a rim and 3 tyres as Peltola goes for the outside zone. Kevin Piskolty keeps himself in it, absolutely foot to floor from both guys, but look at this. Timo Peltola.
Well, I mean, a lot of drivers saying
he'll take it.
He
will take it. Piskolty's like, I don't know, I'm just going to go in and do another initiation and get myself into the top 8. So, you know, sometimes, to be honest, to Piskolty, his lead run was very good.
It was very, very good.
So he's really only just doing lead runs, but he seems to be very confident in them.
And look, any driver will take Lady Luck on their side any day of the week if they can, because this championship isn't easy, and when you get an easy ride sometimes, that's when it all really plays out. Look at this.
Yeah, well, look, you can have the machinery, you can have the talent, but there's always one thing in sport that happens, and that's luck and variables. And a bit of Piskolty, if you look back to Finland, had a leak before his top 32 belt that was knocked out of competition. Here he is on the opposite end of the scale with luck, getting 2 belt wins without really having to push too hard.
No.
So drifting over its time balances off, right? That's what we've always learned. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it works against you. But for Kevin Piskolty, it's worked in his favor tonight, and he will move on to our top 8.
And McKeever will kick it off as he always does with a big old flick into that first corner.
And here we go through the gears, no messing around, but look at this from Piskolty, straight onto the back bumper, down the inside he goes, and he matches the angle, but he carries a little bit too much, now loses some ground to Dwayne McKeever as they come through that inside zone. They flick it back, and he's a little bit too shy, and he hits the wall as Kevin Piskolty makes big contact with the wall. He's going to try and reinitiate and get himself back into the fight. I think there could be damage on the car as Dwayne McKeever carries on his run, continues to lead them around the circuit. Piskolty gets himself back into it. How he survived that one, I don't even know. They go for the wall, they look for that final outside zone, and onto the wall goes Dwayne McKeever and across the line.
50,000 people looking down, you go, oh, we can fix him in the off-season, we'll give it a go. So Piskolty's going to lead in McKeever. We've done on what condition Piskolty's car is, but he's going for it anyway.
Yeah, he's going to go for a big one here, and he flicks it in across the circuit now. Will McKeever play it safe? Will he keep it clean? Will he just give him a good chase but not do too much? And I think that's what Dwayne McKeever's going to go for as they fire through. Kevin Piskolty goes close to the wall once again. Now McKeever starts to make a dive. He doesn't want to get left standing. He doesn't want Piskolty to run away with this one too much, although he has a massive advantage already. And McKeever goes for the rear wheel. You could see Piskolty's car not 110% as he flicks through, looks for this outside zone. Dwayne McKeever gives him some room to manoeuvre once again. They get into the wall. A little bop on the brakes there for McKeever. He doesn't want to hit him too hard. Stamps his approval across the line, and both guys get a job done.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Dwayne McKeever almost